No, I think it ended.
Yep, it ended. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still actively live, so here we go again. I guess there'll just be tiny parts for this. This is dumb.
Wait, what?
This is dumby dumb. Okay, I'm apparently live again, so we're gonna hop back over and make sure this worked. Because this is the part I've been waiting for this whole time, is explaining lightsabers. And I really want to do the computer stop. No! Are you able to get back to the live stream?
Um, the one that was going on ended at an hour and 15 minutes.
Audio rendered error. Please restart your computer. Yeah, no. I don't feel like restarting my computer just because we can't load the audio. Especially if it's my laptop, because I'm going through that right now. Does it say that there's one live right now?
Hold up. Yes.
Okay, if you click on that one, does it work?
Give me a second.
Maybe this one. I think I got it. It still says it's offline. It's not offline. What the snart? Okay, how much battery does my phone have? Because we're just gonna have to switch over to my phone.
It's frozen.
I figured it would be, but like, I'm trying to get it set up so I can actually see the chat again, but it's not working. I hate it when this happens. There we go. Okay, so we're just gonna have to look at it on my phone because my laptop is dumb and it doesn't know how to load audio apparently. So lightsaber, where did I leave off? Heavy no, crystals. Crystals were a thing. Um So lightsaber crystals were discovered and they switched exclusively to lightsaber crystals, and the Jedi in particular used these crystals more prominently than the Sith because the Sith decided to make their own crystals, which were not as powerful, but they channeled the dark side easier. So it was kind of like an easy. It was a get out. They took the easy route. And that's the best I can explain crystals. Now, because the crystals were kind of alive in a sense, there were many different variations. The thing lightsabers are most known for is they are so hot they can actually cut through literally everything. There's very few materials that lightsabers cannot cut through. They also cannot cut through each other, nor can they cut through energy. So there are actually many different types of crystals that kind of alter these statistics of a lightsaber. Like, there was actually just learned this a few weeks ago. There is actually a lightsaber crystal that is so cold that it burns. It still cuts everything, but it is a cold crystal that also made channeling the Force a little bit easier. And there's also a crystal that is acidic in nature, as whenever you swing the blade, acid will actually fly off of the blade. And then there's also a lightsaber crystal that was I don't remember. I know there was a third one, but I don't remember what it did. I also know this is one of the things I've known for the longest time is actually about orange lightsabers. So orange lightsabers are the rarest color ever. There were only 2 Jedi, and I know this for a fact. There were only 2 Jedi ever seen in canon that wielded a orange lightsaber. And that was Jedi Master Yaddle and Jedi Master Plo Koon are the only 2 that have ever used an orange lightsaber in any form of combat. Now, Plo Koon is often depicted having a blue lightsaber, and the reason for this is because his home planet is actually a hotspot for lightsaber crystals and stuff. From what I can remember, his home was actually built on top of a crystal cave, and the while he was away, actually at Jedi training, his family was killed by some bandits or something, bandits or Sith or something that wanted access to these caves, and could only get it by killing the family. So he was the only one that survived, and his sister had a blue lightsaber that she used, and I believe she was force sensitive, but wasn't a Jedi. I think it was more that she just had a crystal that she connected to and was planning on building a lightsaber with the help of Plo Koon. But she died, and so in honor of her, he actually built his lightsaber with 2 crystals. What?
No, I was like, in honor of his sister, he built his lightsaber too, is what I was saying.
Oh. And he had a switch that could switch between the 2 colors, but the one he used the most was blue in honor of his sister. Now, the reason orange is so rare is because it is the most powerful lightsaber crystal to date. Now, there are actually some that are equal in power and maybe even a little stronger, but it's the most powerful that I know of right now. And the reasoning behind this is because it literally enhanced everything about the Jedi using it. Their force powers were enhanced, their combat abilities were enhanced, literally everything was crazy strong. And on top of that, it was more durable than any lightsaber, and could even, to some degree, disable a lightsaber if it hit it hard enough, because it was so strong. And that's pretty much all I've got on that particular topic. And if you don't know anything, if you've come into this and you literally know nothing about lightsabers at all, the way they are created is you actually do have to be force sensitive to create a lightsaber. You can create mock versions of a lightsaber if you're not force sensitive, but they will by no means will they be strong at all. They will actually be extremely weak, and probably fail a lot. So, to make a lightsaber, a Jedi enters this kind of dreamlike state where they use the Force to manipulate the parts of the lightsaber and build it based on how they feel, not what they want it to look like. And there's actually an entire arc in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the animated series, where some younglings, or that's the word they use for children in the Jedi Order. Some younglings actually go and they find their crystals and they build their lightsabers, and it's really cool because they have a Wookiee Jedi, and the Wookiees are known as tree people, and so they actually show him, and he's the droid in charge of lightsaber construction says, "Well, what do you feel in your hand, or like describe your lightsaber?" And he starts talking about how he wants it to look like, and he said, "No, not what you want it to look like, but what it feels like in your hand. And he said wood, and so they actually go through this whole thing where you get some wood that's actually strong enough to be a lightsaber, and it's really cool. So lightsaber construction has always interested me in a lot of different ways, and that's pretty much my knowledge on lightsabers right now. There's a bit more I know about the dark saber, but that's not really important at this time. If you want to know more, you can go look up the dark saber history, and it was actually created by a Jedi, I think, that was going to go rogue. No, it was created by the only Mandalorian Jedi. That's right. Anything you want to add on technology?
Um, Not really. When it comes to lightsabers, my knowledge is semi-limited.
What about any technology in general?
That usually goes down to like ships. I don't know. The way ships are constructed and the different kind of ship constructions is like interesting. I had crap.
Okay, how about this question instead? Because I was actually going to bring this up later. But if you could have any kind of lightsaber with any kind of the Force-like altering abilities that I listed, or any color, or any kind of hilt design, what would you have?
Probably has to do Mace Windu's hilt with the switch between an orange and a green. I think probably. I don't need any like extra abilities. That's like, but
Okay.
yeah.
I'm going to say I definitely want a double-bladed. Always have. Always will. Both blades would be orange. Simply because when I learned about the orange crystals, I was like obsessed with having an orange lightsaber, and so that's always kind of been my dream, is having an orange double-bladed lightsaber. And then the hilt design.
As I,
What?
you know, remember that video I showed you, the lightsaber battles, where it was basically just like taunt?
Yeah.
I would probably have to do that, one orange, one green.
Ooh. Fancy. My hilt design would be. There actually is a website called Force Sabers or something. I forget the name of it, and I need to go find it because I'm actually gonna do this pretty soon. But there is a website and a company that actually allows you to build your own lightsabers, and it's really flipping cool. And I really want to do it, and they have some really cool hilt designs. And the style I'm going for is called Gladiator Sorcerer. So I'm combining some parts from the Sorcerer, and I'm combining some parts from the Gladiator, and my axe just broke, sadness, to get this kind of rounded but still warlike looking lightsaber. It's very smooth in design, but it also has a really nice grip and some pretty nice. It's got length to it, so I'll actually be able to wield it the way I like using a bow staff. But yeah, that's pretty much my design. I was actually thinking about going with a longsword for a while, but decided against it in favor for the double blade. So I need a new axe now. Where's my iron? Flip. Okay. I think that will just about do it for lightsabers. Never really was interested in blasters all that much. I don't know. It was just like, I've seen guns, I know what they do.
I don't pay attention to blasters that much.
I mean, yeah, there were some pretty cool ones that did some pretty cool things, like the Geonosian Sonic Blaster. That one was always pretty cool.
Yeah.
But really, blaster-wise, there wasn't much that I was ultimately interested in. All right. Now it's time for the big question. Favorite character in Star Wars and why?
Tie between Mace Windu and Kit Fisto.
Okay, but why?
They seem to be kind of wise beyond their years. There was like this sort of like you knew what they were talking about. You could trust them in much any situation. They knew what they were doing. They were strong, and they were very confident in what they did.
Okay. Um, mine is definitely R2D2. The explanation behind this is because I like the way he looks. I like the droid in general. His personality is amazing, and he's always he's the underdog. He's always the one everyone underestimates, but he's always the one that ends up saving everybody's tails. My second favorite character probably be Plo Koon because of his force abilities and his sheer wisdom and compassion towards certain aspects of life, as well as considering all of the clone troopers a different person in just because of their personalities instead of the way they looked and because they came from the same DNA. My
Yeah.
third favorite, I have a list, my dude. My
Mm,
third favorite probably would be oh yeah, one reason I really like Plo Koon is actually because he has the ability to make a force field with the force, and that's how he survived that attack in Episode 3. You remember when they gunned him down?
yeah.
And did you see that part where he put his hand up right before he crashed? He
Yeah.
survived because he made a force field with that.
Mm,
And Mace Windu actually survived too. He grabbed onto that building that he was flung at, and then he climbed down the
nice.
building with one missing arm and electrocuted nervous system. He found his lightsaber, and he went on living. Like that was literally he lost all hope in the Jedi Order, but he went on living for a good long while, and he never got a prosthetic. He refused to actually.
Yeah.
But my third favorite character would probably be a tie between Yoda, Kit Fisto, and I want to say um what's his face? Give me a second. It will come to me. Why now? I legit cannot remember his name. I just said Yoda and Kit Fisto, and then the Flarp. I can't remember his name. He was the one that used he was the Jedi that switched between being a Jedi and Sith so many times. It started with a K. Oh, XR Kun. That's it. Yeah, XR Kun. That was his name. So yeah, that's my favorite characters. Now, that was the big question, but here is the ultimate final question of the night. If you had the chance to go to the Star Wars universe and go on a big grand adventure, but still be able to come home in the end, or like any time you wanted, basically, like you could just switch dimensions, or have our universe merge with the Star Wars universe so that we wouldn't lose the people we cared about and the lives that we have, but we could still live in the Star Wars universe, would you take that chance?
Yeah.
Okay. I definitely answering yes to this. There's no doubt about it. If both of our universes merged, I would take it. But if I had the chance to go without our universes merging, and I probably would never see anyone here again, I probably wouldn't go, because I'm quite fond of the people in my life. Oh, significance of lightsaber colors. Yes. So, the significance of lightsaber colors. Actually, blah, 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 blah. The significance of lightsaber colors. So, this is really interesting, actually. The blue lightsabers were mainly associated with combat ability. If you had a blue lightsaber, you were known as a Jedi Knight. And a Jedi Knight was a combatant in the Force, as well as with their lightsabers. They were more known for lightsaber combat and tactical skills rather than anything else. They were really powerful, and they were kind of the foot soldiers of everyone. Now, you could have different colors and still be these ranks, but like these were the colors that were most associated with the rank. So if you had a green lightsaber crystal, you were known as a Jedi Consular. And a Consular was someone that was more powerful in the Force, and they very rarely used their lightsaber. They mainly focused on upgrading their Force abilities and attacking with the Force and defending with the Force, while also researching more ways to utilize the Force. A red lightsaber was associated with darkness, but there were some Jedi that used red lightsabers, and I forget what the meaning behind them was in the Jedi Order, but in the Sith Order, all lightsabers were red because they were corrupt, and because they couldn't get any darker without being a dark saber, they were red in color. And a true Sith was actually able to corrupt their lightsaber by killing enough people so that the lightsaber actually, the crystal was corrupt with the blood of the fallen, and the crystal would automatically switch from its normal color to red instead of being a synthetic one that was just already red. Yellow lightsaber users were more associated with intelligence and, what's the word for it? Collectiveness. Intelligence and collectiveness. They were always very, very calm in combat, as well as day-to-day life. And then purple was for very, very high-level Jedi, or Sith, really. The purple was associated with people that were very, very, very wise and extremely skilled in combat. And that is why Mace Windu had a purple one, because it also altered his Force abilities to allow to do more. The purple was lightsaber directed in general. It helped with wisdom, and it also helped with combat, really, more than anything. And actually, the Dark Jedi Darth Revan, who was in the Old Republic storyline, had a red lightsaber and a purple lightsaber. And the purple lightsaber actually turned red. He's the one that got the crystal corrupt with blood. And then after he became a Jedi again, it went back to being purple or something. Revan is an interesting character that I don't know a lot about, but I do know a decent amount. I know enough about him to know that his story is very, very complicated. I need to do more research on Revan because he's a character that intrigues me. Oh, hey, Ellis, did you know that there was a Sith that actually had the ability to drain life through the Force, and he actually killed entire planets by doing this.
Oh yeah,
Did you
yeah.
also
How long?
know what?
Yes. Wait, question. How long do we plan on continuing this podcast? Just thought about
Um,
this.
Not much longer at all. Like we're pretty much at the end. The last thing I was gonna say is, did you also know about the Sith that died so many times, but he was too stubborn to die? So he kept dragging his soul back into his body with the Force. His body was so torn up, he actually
Yeah,
looked like a corpse, but he just kept coming back.
yeah.
I think
I
both of
remember
these
that.
characters were explained in the Old Republic storyline. I want to play the Old Republic again. That was a good game.
True. It really was.
I never got to play it all the way because, like, my laptop over here doesn't know how to function. I have it downloaded. It's literally right here on the screen, but I can't click it because the laptop is dumb. And with all of that being said, that will wrap up the not May the 4th Star Wars talk. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments about the video, or would like to suggest a topic for a future video, please be sure to leave that down in the comment box below. I am really sorry about the poor quality and the amount of times we had to fix the internet. This happens to me all the time, and I bloody hate it because I can never get anything done. But I'm working on fixing the problem. It's just taking years to do because I don't have the money or equipment or whatnot. Anyway, apologize for that, and I also apologize for being gone for so long. Big mistake on my part, but I kind of needed a break for a while, and really needed to take some time to get back into the swing of things. And I was also sick for a little while, so that's why I didn't film. But on top of that, be expecting my Subnautica Below Zero videos to start coming out again, because they're releasing some new content, and I'm about to post like 3 at a time. So content overload, but at least I'll have something out there for you guys to make up for all the time that I missed from the Subnautica series. And I hope you guys all watch that, because Subnautica is a great game, and it deserves all the love and support it can get, because it's amazing, and the story is epic. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the Star Wars talk, and that you're any of you are, I was about to say that you're finally interested, but I don't actually know who's all watching. So I hope you're all interested now. What?
I'm gonna say to all you peoples, the movies are good. I'd advise going to watch them.
Yeah, even the ones that Disney produced, they're still okay. Like they're really good movies. It just disappoints me they didn't follow the storyline that I know. But with all of that being said, I hope y'all have a good day or night, depending on where you live. And we'll see you all next time.